Hello guys, welcome back. Welcome in another session in which we'll be talking about a new chapter which is chapter 4 of 11th standard and which is a chapter named as motion in a plane. Okay, we will see that how this chapter is different from the earlier chapter which was motion in a straight line, isn't it? And so okay, this is the introduction part of this chapter. So we will discuss about our basic theme in this chapter, that what, why and how. Okay, but before that let me remind you what we did in the last class. In the last class, I gave you an introduction about vectors. Why? Because vector is very important in this chapter. You will see that in this chapter, from starting onwards, we will have displacement, velocity, acceleration, all these kinds of things will be in a vector form, and you will see that how useful vectors will be in this chapter. Okay, that's why I gave you a bit of introduction type of vector. Now, let's first talk about our theme, what, why and how. What, why and how. Okay, so we are studying a chapter motion in a plane. So what we are studying? We are studying motion in a plane. We are studying motion in a plane. Okay, if we are studying motion in a plane, that's the very important question is why we are going to study that. What's the need of studying motion in a plane? Okay, let's see guys. If suppose a particle is going in a straight line, I know all the information regarding this particle, that what should be its velocity, what should be its acceleration, what should be its displacement and all this kind of stuff. We have already done that in the chapter of motion in a straight line. Okay. But now suppose if this particle start going in a circle, what will happen? Can you able to calculate acceleration? Can you able to calculate velocity? Can you able to do that? So in order to understand this type of problem in which we have a motion in our particle more than one dimension, see, this circle is having two dimensions. Particle is going like that. Particle is going like that. If particle is going like that, then obviously we will have a motion of a particle in a circular form. Okay, and see, particle is moving in this plane here and there. It is not having a single direction that it is going either in this direction or this direction or this direction. No, particle is allowed to move in this plane anywhere it want to be. This is my plane. Particles are allowed in this plane to move anywhere. Okay, that motion I will call as motion in a plane. Okay, so to understand this type of motion in which particle is moving in a plane rather than in a single dimension, we need to understand this chapter, motion in a plane. Okay, that what should be the acceleration of particle if particle is moving in a circle, what should be its displacement, how we gonna calculate velocity, how many types of velocity could be, how many types of acceleration could be if particle will move in a plane rather than in a straight line. Okay, so to answer all these kind of stuff, we are going to study motion in a plane. Okay, so why we are studying that? To know or understand the physics behind the motion of a particle in circular motion. Physics behind the motion of a particle in a plane. Circular motion is a typical example of that. Okay, but in a plane means that particles are allowed to move anywhere like that. Like this is also example of motion in a plane, isn't it? Because particle is moving in this plane, particle is not moving in a particular direction. This motion is also an example of moving of a particle in a plane. This is also motion of particle in plane. Motion of a particle in plane. Okay, but yeah, if a particle will move in a straight line, that is not a plane. Not a plane at all. Okay, because particle is moving in a particular straight line, it is having one dimension only. But yeah, if particle is moving in a plane means that in a xy plane, then it is allowed to move anywhere in this plane. It can take any direction, whatever the direction. Like this is also my direction of my particle. This is also the movement of a particle in a plane. Okay. So now here comes the third part. How we are going to study that. So to answer that how we are going to study that, I will give you, as always, real life example. Okay. See guys, you must be hearing about Neeraj Chopra. Okay, who is like pride of India, who just won gold medal in Olympics. He used the theory of particle in a plane to get a gold. He used the physics of motion in a plane to get gold in Olympics. How? I will explain to you. Okay. There is a topic in this chapter, motion in a plane, which is called as projectile motion. I will explain to you in the next class. Probably we will be dealing about projectile motion. Okay, there is a topic in this chapter, projectile motion. Okay, so Neeraj Chopra, what Mr. Neeraj Chopra has did, he used the physics behind that projectile motion to get maximum distance in that throw. Okay, so we will see that. So how we are going to study that? By real life example. Because this is the best way that in which you guys will learn. See, everybody knows Neeraj Chopra. Okay. Now, but if you guys can understand the physics behind his javelin throw, then you can easily understand this chapter, motion in a plane. Okay. So I will be giving you such type of example, like say this is a very beautiful real life example in which Neeraj Chopra used physics of motion in a plane to get a gold in Olympics. Okay. To get a maximum distance in a javelin throw. How you going to do that? We will discuss that in chapter. Okay, so this is my aim. That's how we are going to do that. Okay, so in terms of order to answer how we going to do that? By taking real life example. Okay, so let's move forward, guys. So I guess I have answered that. I have rest my theme, which is like what, why, and how. What we are going to study. We are going to study motion in a plane. That's absolutely right. But why we are going to study? Because we want to understand the physics or the science behind of a particle motion in a plane. Particle motion in a plane, like circular motion, is a very beautiful example of a particle in a motion in a plane. Okay. To know about all the characteristics of velocity, displacement, acceleration of a particle in a circle or particle in a plane, we have to understand. We have to learn this chapter. Okay. And how we are going to do that? By giving a real life example. Isn't it? Real life examples mean that a beautiful real example is in front of us, is the javelin throw. Okay. When Neeraj Chopra threw that javelin, he got a maximum distance. How? The physics is lying in this chapter only. The physics behind that is motion in a plane. If you can understand the physics of motion on a plane, you can easily understand how he get a maximum distance in that case. Okay. How a javelin throw uses theory of or physics of motion in a plane to get maximum distance in a throw. Okay, we will see that. As I already mentioned you that we will see that in next lecture probably, when we'll talk about projectile motion. Projectile motion, okay. But now, before that, I will give you a bit of example that in case of a motion in a plane, how our position vector look like. So position vector look like if this point is x comma y and this point is 0. So position vector is simply x minus 0 I cap plus y minus 0 j cap. Okay, so x I cap plus y j cap, or component of x in x direction having component y in y direction. Okay, magnitude of this vector is how much? Under root of x square plus y square. Okay, let's say this is vector r, position vector, r vector. Okay, now guys, let me know if I will ask you that can you let me know the velocity of this particle, or I can ask you like, can you change it into a unit vector? Yeah, absolutely. I am allowed to do that. X I cap plus y j cap divided by magnitude of r is simply my unit vector in that case. So it is xi cap plus yj cap divided by under root of x square plus y square. Okay. So this is my r vector, or like unit vector, unit position vector. Okay guys, let me know how you're going to calculate velocity, how you're going to calculate acceleration in this case if you will have a position vector. Obviously, I know my velocity is simply dx by dt. See, what is the difference, guys? See, this is our velocity in motion in straight line, isn't it? Because in motion in a straight line, only one variable is changing x, whereas here we are having two variables x and y. That's why it is a motion in plane. Okay, see, these are my, and how I defined acceleration there, d2x divided by dt square. Okay, because only x dimension is changing. I don't have to change my y and z dimension, isn't it? But in case of motion in a plane, both dimension will change, and hence my velocity has to be dr by dt. So it is simply dx by dt I cap, velocity in x direction, plus dy by dt j cap, velocity in y direction. Okay. So similarly, if I will call about acceleration, which is d2r divided by dt square, what should be my acceleration, guys? What should be my acceleration in this case? It is simply, okay, I should rub this up. Yeah, acceleration I will calculate here. So acceleration is what? Acceleration is simply d2r divided by dt square. Okay, d2r means d by dt of dx by dt I cap plus dy by dt j cap. Okay, so let's solve this. So it is d2x divided by dt square plus d2y divided by dt square j cap. Okay, so that is my acceleration. See, every time we are having a changes in two coordinate x and y. Here also we are having changes in two coordinate x and y. On the other hand, this is our motion in straight line. Motion in straight line in which we are having change only in x direction or y direction. You will see changes only in one direction. Like if you want to have velocity in y direction, you must be having dy by dt. Okay. So you will see changes only in one direction, and acceleration y is simply d2y divided by dt square. Clear, guys? Clear? So that's how it is different. That's how this motion in a plane chapter is completely different from motion in a straight line, because this chapter is having a domain that is completely different from motion in a straight line. Okay. So the domain of this chapter says that we will going to study about a particle motion in a plane. Okay, what will happen to a particle motion in a plane? In a plane means that particle motion can be like that. This is also a motion in a plane. Particle motion can also be like that. Whatever is like that. Okay, this is simply motion in a plane. Motion in a plane means your plane has, how many dimensions your plane has? See, motion in a straight line means how many dimensions does a straight line have, guys? It is having one dimension. Okay, simply either x, either y, either z. Okay, now let me know how many dimensions your plane has. How many dimensions this board has? How many dimensions do you need to specify this board? Simply one is x-axis and one is y-axis. Sorry, one is x-axis and another one is y-axis, isn't it? So this board is having two dimensions. That's why it's a plane. Okay, and what will happen if suppose we are having three dimensions instead of two? If we are having three dimensions instead of two, what will happen? Can you able to calculate that? In case of three dimension, we will have change in x, change in y, and change in z. All three dimensions will change, and we call that thing is space. Not plane, then space. Okay, like movement of this, marker, it is moving in a plane. Okay, so all three dimensions x, y and z is changing, sorry. Okay, similarly, if that marker is moving like that, then obviously it is a plane only. The movement of that marker is in a plane only. But if this marker is moving like that, then obviously every coordinate, every time we are having a change in coordinate on x, y and z. Okay, so that's how it is going. Now let's talk about, so this is it guys, that's how we can differentiate between either motion in a one dimension, which is simply motion in a straight line having one dimension only, motion in a plane has a will always be having a two dimension x and y, and motion in a space will always be having a three dimension motion. Okay, so can you give me some more example about motion in two dimension or motion in three dimension? If a particle will move in a sphere, what will happen? That is motion in three dimension. If a particle will move in a circle, that is motion in two dimension. If a particle will move in a cylinder, okay, that is again three dimension. So let me know some example of motion in two dimension. Motion in two dimension like could be pendulum, clock, moving earth around you, okay, walking a man in a straight line. Absolutely not guys, absolutely not. Walking a man in a straight line is motion in one dimension. That is motion in a straight line. Okay, so guys, that's how we are going to study this chapter, motion in a plane, and we will see different aspects of this chapter. So in the next lecture probably we will be discussing about projectile motion. Okay, how projectile motion helps us in understanding of a motion in a plane, and I will explain to you how Mr. Neeraj Chopra used this projectile motion to get a maximum distance in a javelin throw. He uses physics behind the projectile motion only, and projectile motion comes into the chapter of motion in a plane, and hence I said it to you guys that Neeraj Chopra used the physics of motion in a plane to get maximum distance in a javelin throw. Okay, see, everything is physics driven. I told you guys earlier as well, everything is physics driven, like how we walk to how a fan moves, how wind blows, everything is physics driven. Okay, you need to find out the exact concept of the physics behind exact process. Like rotation of a fan, it comes into the rotation mechanics. Okay, javelin throw comes into the projectile motion in a plane, isn't it? And let's say closing and opening of a door comes into the rotational dynamics, torque. Okay, if you'll apply a force, what will happen? Comes into the Newton's laws of motion. Okay, so we will see that all this stuff one by one. Okay, probably in the next lecture we'll be discussing about projectile motion. Okay, we will see how projectile motion helps us in better understanding of a motion in a plane. Okay, as I already told you, motion in a plane. See guys, motion in a plane is a two-dimension motion. It's a two-dimension motion. Okay, I already specified it to you. And see, I can always break this two-dimension motion in like a xy motion. I can always break this into 1 and 2. X motion in a straight line, y motion in a straight line. Okay, so two-dimension motion is always a combination of a two straight line motion. Okay, keep remember that. Okay, I will say this again. Two-dimension motion is again a combination of two straight line motion. One is in x, one is in y. If you will add both these two, then obviously you will have a two-dimension motion or motion in a plane. Okay, so do remember this, motion in a plane is simply a extension of motion in a straight line. Like if suppose a particle is moving in a straight line in x direction and another particle is moving in a straight line in y direction, what will happen? So if you will combine both this motion of a straight line, then obviously you will be getting an idea of a motion in a plane. So motion in a plane is nothing else, just a combination of two straight line motion or two motion in one dimension. Okay, so two-dimensional motion is simply my combination or like extension of two one-dimensional motion. Okay, I will explain to you this when I will discuss about projectile motion. I will break two projectile motion will be a combination of two one-dimensional motion. One is in a x direction, another one will be y direction. Then things will get much clearer to you guys. Okay, so we'll see that in the next lecture. Okay, guys. So this is it for this lecture. I'll be meeting you next time by taking stuff on projectile. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time.